Well, hello everybody. It's a lovely time to see you, and I hope you're having a great day no matter what you're doing. It's 5 minutes with John and Mark, and we've got a very interesting topic today to look at, which is psychometrics and discs. But before we get there, we're going to have just a brief look at the pyramid, which is fundamental to our methodology. We work on all the layers of the pyramid, looking to transform businesses and people. And I would say that DISC goes through all layers here of the pyramid, because it helps with communication and understanding ourselves. So that's our little scene set, Mark. What's your opinion of DISC? You're somebody who's used the colours quite a lot through your career, aren't you?
Yeah, yes. We've all used a number of psychometrics over the years, John. And I remember, my gosh, PF16 and then Myers-Briggs, which is another 16 types. You know, a DISC is 4 types. We want something practical and usable. They're all based on the basic theories, right? Carl Jung started with introvert, extrovert, and it's kind of worked on from there. Is it useful? Yeah, definitely. And I can mention this, don't do what Maersk Shipping used to do years ago, and I hasten used to do, so in case they object now. They used to use personality profiling to define whether they would employ somebody or not, as I understand it. And this produced a culture, this is a long time ago now, it produced a culture of sameness, the same kinds of people. So my first tip on using DISC or anything else like that is always open it up to discussion with the people who complete the results. People have varying views about how they fit the profile, and the ultimate freedom should be in the person who's made done the profile to decide, do they fit this pattern, or how much do they fit this pattern? So always accompany with a discussion rather than people feeling that they're being described by a questionnaire. That would be my first tip.
Yeah, and a great tip it is, Mark. Yeah, to pick up your point about the psychometrics and how they developed from psychologists like Carl Jung. Yeah, that's right. That's the origination of these ideas. But very much the concept has moved towards neurobiology now. So they're looking at analysing brain frequencies and brain scans, so they can get some of these psychometrics, particularly DISC, very, very accurate.
Right.
Where am I going with that? Well, it's going to lead into stress. So one of my passions is understanding stress and how to cope with it, and knowing more about our colours, our behaviours, helps us to understand a little bit more about how we're going to operate under stress. And for me, knowing if somebody's going to act in a certain way under stress, it gives me a little signpost to say, look, I'm going to reach out and help you here.
Right. That is a good point. And using the colours to just start to discuss pressure points, I think that's pretty smart. Because if you said to me, I work for you, John, and you said to me, where do you get pressured, Mark, and how can I help you? It's like, oh, it's really tough to answer that. But if you said, look, you're coming out as a kind of red yellow, usually red yellows get this kind of pressure. How about you, Mark? I'll start talking about it with confidence then. So it is I agree with you, John. It's a great way of finding out what the workforce needs to be able to manage pressure. Super. And the other thing that I would stress to people is use it often to respond to mood. Again, I'm not into pigeonholing people. People move in their careers in terms of job, but they move in their style. You get different job, you end up with a different style, and you can actually switch colors. But you can actually switch colors minute by minute. I mean, we've all been parents, for example. Most of us have been parents, but we've all had parents, that's what I was trying to say, who have displayed a very strong red characteristic from time to time, telling us what to do. Yeah, we've all seen it. We can all do it, and sometimes it's crucial, especially with looking after the safety of children. You have to go red sometimes. So people change mood and they change color frequently. So look upon it as mood, and the tip, of course, in influencing people is not figuring out what type are you at all. For me, it's figuring out what mood are you in at the moment.
Yeah, I think that's highly important, Mark. Yeah, recognizing the mood at that time. Like I said, it can change minute by minute, but having an awareness of that can help people. But yeah, like you said, also influence. And I think that's a great place for us to close. It's always a pleasure, Mark, and pleasure to meet everyone else today.
Yeah. Thank you very much for listening. Look forward to next time.